Today I'm doing a review of the Volt Fusion heated gloves. When I was getting ready for the riding season this spring, I knew the temperatures wouldn't be very warm, and so I did a fair bit of research on what type of heated gear would be best. I looked at gloves, jackets, vests, I looked at heated grips, and I was trying to figure out what would be best for me here. I settled on these Volt Fusion gloves here. They are very nice and comfortable. They fit my hands really well. I find I've got a really good grip, tactile feel. Not quite as good as my summer gloves, but they fit really well. And I ordered according to their sizing chart. So I have a size large. I measured my hand around here, and it was bang on with what the suggestions were for the sizing. These gloves come with, obviously, the gloves. You've got the battery packs that fit into the pockets that have the connector here. And they take up a bit of space on the cuff, but it's not too bad. It's just fine. You also have inside the glove a cable that you can use if you wire it directly into the battery of the bike. So you get these batteries. They charge up. It takes a while to charge them up. They come with this dual charger here that I plug it into. I leave it overnight so that in the morning the batteries are nicely charged. It also comes with the cable that connects to the battery harness. So this will connect to the glove itself. And then there's two of them, and then the other end goes into the battery harness that plugs into the battery of the bike. What I did here was a little different. I added this conduit, this mesh conduit here that I loop around just the tail end of the cable that comes out of my jacket. So I loop these through the arms so they're out of the way, and then when it comes out of the bottom of the jacket, I put this on here, so it's just got this one nice single piece so we don't have cables everywhere when I'm actually riding. The harness comes with a fuse built in, and I had a little bit of an issue with the first order. The first harness that I got was faulty. There was a connection that was broken in here, and I have to give my hats off to the Volt Fusion company because they responded right away. And what they did is they immediately sent out a new battery harness that functions perfectly. So kudos to them for being on this right away. Their emails were very helpful, and they dealt with it and just shipped one out, no questions asked. So there it is with the battery harness hooked up to the battery, and you've got the fuse box attached to the lead there. And what I did is I tucked it just underneath and off to the side so that I can easily just pull it out and connect it to the cable that goes into my jacket. Something that I added to this was I picked up an SAE adapter that plugs onto the harness, and then I can use the same cable in the winter when I'm charging the battery with the battery tender. That way I don't have two cables connected to the battery, and it just makes things a little easier.
Here we are on the road with the Volt Fusion gloves. I have them each on their middle setting on blue, and I'm going to do a bit of riding within town, and then I'm going to get out on the highway and get up to some higher speed and talk about how they feel. Right now my hands are toasty warm, and as you can see it's about 6 degrees Celsius right now, which is not bad for this time of year. So this will be a true test of these gloves in some cooler weather. Let's go. With the combination of these gloves and these hand guards, I've got quite a bit of wind protection on my hands, and that's really the key thing here. And the batteries do tend to work well, but I've been reading that you get more heat if they're plugged directly into the bike. And I would say that that's true. This setting hooked into the bike seems to be a little bit warmer than this setting when I'm just running the batteries. The other nice thing about these gloves is if the temperature goes up a little bit, they are good just on their own. They offer a fair bit of insulation. And they're meant to be waterproof. I haven't tested them yet. I might do that in a future ride. The other thing is they offer a little bit of padding too, so they dampen some of the vibration from the grips. I just have the stock grips on here, and I do notice sometimes there is a fair bit of vibration. The other thing about these gloves is that they do seem to be providing heat to both sides of my fingers and to my palm as well. And so that, combined with the hand guards, I think is sufficient for me. I don't feel the need to get heated grips. I thought about it, weighed the pros and the cons, and after riding with these gloves for a bit, I don't need the grips. Okay, let's take it up to 100 and see how we do.
There was too much wind noise in my helmet microphone traveling at 100 kilometers per hour, but I can say the gloves were very good. My hands were very warm and toasty. In fact, I had it on the second heat setting, and I probably could have even turned it down to the lowest setting and still have been warm.
And so the question is, would I recommend these Volt Fusion gloves for cold weather riding? Absolutely. They tick a lot of the boxes. Yes, they are a little bit more pricey, but I think it's completely worth it. I think there's a good set of high quality gloves that do the job really well of keeping the hands warm. And so it's going to be really useful for me, especially in this climate, if I want to do some riding on the shoulder seasons when it's not quite so warm. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have found this video useful. Take care. Until next time.